So we're very happy to have Don Lonie here, and we're looking forward. He's still here. He's right behind me, and he's ready to go. So let's bring him on with a big hand.
Well, I'm delighted to be here, really. I wished Mr. Martin were here. It's been a long time since I've seen him. He's gotten heavier and growing older. You know, I don't think I would have recognized him last night if it hadn't have been for that suit. Otherwise, I would have known. And I'm very happy that I got in on your talent contest. I have talent. I don't know what kind it is, but I do have a poem or here or two for you. One is, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. I'd worn them for months and they needed the air. And here's one that always touches my heart. Mary had a little lamb. She tied him to a heater. Every time he turned, he burned his little cedar. And then looking at this young lady in about the third row from the front, I think of that little poem, roses are red, violets are blue, your mother was pretty, what happened to you? I spoke at a commencement this spring, and a lady came up to me and she said, "Oh, Mr. Lonie," she said, "I'm just so full of your message. I'm just filled with it." She said it was just so wonderful. Her little boy was standing there, and I said, "Son, how about you?" He said, "I got my belly full, too." I was in a high school where they were showing a movie not long ago, and they turned out the lights, and just before they hit the projector, I heard, girl says, "Herbert, I'm over here." You know, talking about kissing, I'll never forget the first time I kissed the girl that is now my wife, Betty. You talk about emotion. It ran a cold chill right down my back. Her popsicle was dripping. A fella said to his girlfriend, he said, "Can I kiss you?" And she was silent. And he said, "May I kiss you?" And she was silent. Finally, he said, "Are you deaf?" She said, "Are you paralyzed?" Well, there you have it. But I was going to have an assembly in a high school one day, so I parked my car in the parking lot, which is always a nice place to park it. I saw a lady park a car by the Braille system the other day. She saw the place to back into, you know, and wham, 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 wham. Finally got it in there. Saw an accident, and a fella got out and said to this lady, "You blind?" She said, "I hit you, didn't I?" But I was getting ready to go into the high school, and this boy was sitting in his car, and I heard this sound. I looked over, and here sat this test pilot and his bomb, you know. Gasoline alley ready to take off. So I stood and watched. Boy, when he realized he had an audience, he went, I thought when he lets that clutch out, well, he did. And real estate flew all over the place. Gravel, dirt, rocks, stones, and boy, that car zigged and zagged and hit the pavement, and yeah! I yelled, "Soccer to her, kid, boy, let her have it," you know, and I was cheering away, and I turned around and looked, and the principal was looking out the window. I walked into high school and tried to look intellectual, and he said, "Mr. Lonie," and I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "We're delighted to have you." I said, "Well, I'm delighted to be here." Said, "I see your little friend was putting on quite a show." Then I realized I was taken in. He said, "I thought when you were coming in you might be interested in seeing his report card." The other day, my boy brought in his report card and said, "Dad, here's my report card and here's one of yours." I said, "Well, Gordon, I'm going to give you the same thing that my father gave me for my report card." But when I looked at that boy's report card, I'll tell you what I found out. That was the only thing that boy was good at, was driving a car like an idiot because he had grades to match. The longer I looked at that card, the more I realized this. You take that car away from that boy, and that boy had nothing. I'm finding an increasing number of fellas today that are actually selling out horsepower for manpower. Oh, they won't go to church on Sunday night unless they get the car. If I don't get the car, I won't go. And most of them, you take that car away from them, and they're nothing. Had 4 girls came in one day and sat down in front of me. Now, I'll admit they attracted my attention. When I looked at them first, they looked to me like they had been working all night in a coal mine, and they had washed their faces well before they came to school, but they hadn't gotten into their eye sockets. They were all black. I learned later they call that eyeshadow. From where I was sitting, they looked like 4 jack-o'-lanterns with a candle gone out. And I wanted to say, girls, are we celebrating Halloween early this year, or is that your face? Their hair, I just never knew they made shredded wheat that long. Really. Dear oh me, you never saw anything like it. You know, I kind of felt sorry for those girls because I thought to myself, they got the same idea that the fellow with the car's got. If I can just attract attention, I got acceptance. One day going to an assembly, a principal said to me, "Mr. Lonie, do you see those 2 boys? They live within 2 blocks of each other. Their parents are in the same income bracket. They go to the same church. They started school here together. They will finish together." But he said, those boys are as different as black and white. They're as different as night and day. They are as different as right and wrong. Then he asked me this question: what makes the big difference in teenagers? I didn't have the answer. So the next few high schools I went to, I asked teenagers to answer it for me. I said, put on this paper, whether you're a boy or girl, the grade you're in and your age, and answer the question, what makes the big difference in teenagers? I was amazed when I got the answers. They answered it with 3 little R's, and the 3 little R's were not reading, writing, and arithmetic. As important as that may be. In fact, I am far more concerned about the I will in the life of a teenager than I am the IQ. I'm far more concerned about a teenager having some get-up, some go, some drive, some purpose, some desire to win than I am IQ.